discuss about the 13th lesson, that is the lesson on yoga and Vedanta in nutshell. What its meaning is, as we have discussed in the previous 2 days, the true purpose of ideal human life is attainment of moksha according to our great, glorious, lofty Indian culture or Bharatiya Sanskriti. Moksha means liberation of the soul or merger or union of the individual soul with the Supreme Soul. This is also called as self-realization or God realization. This is the higher or supreme goal of ideal human life. Our holy scriptures and our saints, sages say that this supreme goal can be achieved through different paths. Just as one can reach Delhi, our national capital, by different paths such as Bhubaneswar, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai, or by different modes of travel such as by train, by car, by aeroplane. Similarly, one can reach the goal of life through different paths. Those paths are the paths of yoga and Vedanta. There are various types of yoga, but the most important amongst them are karma yoga or the yoga of action, bhakti yoga or the yoga of devotion, a yoga of love, raja yoga, the yoga of psychic control, and jnana yoga, the yoga of knowledge. This jnana yoga or the yoga of knowledge is also known as Vedanta. Now let us discuss these 4 cardinal yogas one by one. What is karma yoga? Karma yoga is known as yoga of action. One can practice karma yoga inter alia by number 1, performing his karmas or actions or duties as worship of God, that is, with the understanding, attitude, and inner feeling that the same is the worship of God. Second, performing his karmas or actions or duties without any self interest or performing the actions selflessly or selfless actions or performing selfless actions. Third, performing his karmas or actions or duties without attachment or asakti. Fourth, performing his karmas or actions or duties without expectation of reward or fruits or phala. Fifthly, performing his karmas or actions or duties with the feeling as an instrument in the hands of God, or with nimitta bhavana, without the sense of doership or kartutva bhavana. Sixth point is performing his karmas or actions or duties without ego or ahankar. Seventh point is performing his karmas or actions or duties without the sense of enjoyment of the fruits of actions or karma phala bhoga. Eighth point is most important and vital, surrendering or offering of his karmas or actions or duties and the fruits of the actions or karma phala at the altar of God, at the lotus feet of God, with the feeling of dedication or Ishwararpana bhava. This yoga is suitable to the people of active temperament. However, as no human being can remain without doing any work at any point of time, all human beings should practice karma yoga. Then the second major yoga is known as bhakti yoga, the yoga of devotion. Bhakti yoga is the yoga of devotion or bhakti or love or prema. One can practice bhakti yoga inter alia, developing devotion or bhakti or love or prema for God. Bhakti is of different kinds. One classification of bhakti is sakamya bhakti or bhakti with desire for fruit or material gain, and niskamya bhakti or bhakti without desire for fruits or material gain. Another classification of bhakti is apara bhakti, which means worship of God with different articles of worship, and para bhakti, in which the devotee sees God alone everywhere and feels the God's power is manifested as the entire universe. Bhakti is also classified as Gauna Bhakti or lower Bhakti and Mukhya Bhakti or higher Bhakti. Development of bhava or mental feeling is most important in the practice of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti is developed in 9 different ways, which is known as Navavidha Bhakti or Navadha Bhakti. This Navavidha Bhakti or 9 forms of Bhakti are known as Sravanam or Sravana Bhakti, hearing of God's Leelas or sports or stories. Kirtanam or Kirtana Bhakti, singing of God's glories. Smaranam, Smarana Bhakti, or remembrance of God and His presence. Padasevanam or Padasevana Bhakti, that is service of God's lotus feet. Archanam or Archana Bhakti, worship of God. Bandhanam or Bandhana Bhakti, that is prostrations to God. And Dasya Bhakti, cultivation of the bhava or feeling as a servant of God. And Sakhya Bhakti, that is cultivation of the bhava or feeling as a friend of God. The yoga is suitable to the people of devotional temperament. Most of the people in this Kali Yuga or Iron Age practice Bhakti Yoga. Now the third major yoga is known as Raja Yoga, the king of all yogas. Its name implies. Raja Yoga is the yoga of psychic control. This yoga directly concerns with the mind. In this yoga, the practitioner sits at ease, watches his mind, and silences the bubbling thoughts. He stills the mind, restrains the thought waves, and enters into the thoughtless state or asampragyata samadhi. Raja Yoga is propounded by Maharshi Patanjali in his Patanjali Yoga Sutras and is known as Ashtanga Yoga or the Yoga of 8 limbs. Those 8 limbs are 1. Yama or 5 eternal vows, that is ahimsa or non-violence, satyam or truthfulness, asteyam or abstinence from theft, brahmacharya or continence, and aparigraha or abstinence from greed. Second, niyama or 5 eternal observances, that is shaucha or purity, santosha or contentment, tapas or austerity, swadhyaya, self-study or study of scriptures, then Ishvara Pranidhana or self-surrender. These are Yama and Niyama, first and second limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. Then third one is Asana, fourth one is Pranayama, fifth one is Pratyahara, sixth one is Dharana, seventh one is Dhyana, and the eighth or apex limb of Raja Yoga is Samadhi. These 8 limbs have been scientifically arranged, and these are the natural steps in the ladder which takes the practitioner from his human nature to the divine nature. This yoga is suitable to the people of mystic temperament. The next one, or the fourth one of the major yogas, is known as Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is the yoga of knowledge. It is Brahma Vidya, or the science of self. In this yoga, the practitioner studies the Atmajnana Shastras, or the holy spiritual scriptures on self-knowledge, such as the Vedas, the Brahma Sutra, the Upanishads, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, etc. He also performs Atma Vichara, or self-analysis, Atma Chintana, or self-contemplation, meditation, etc. In this yoga, the practitioner removes his veil of ignorance by destroying the wrong identification with his body, mind, etc. And by acquiring knowledge by knowing his self as Brahman, the Supreme Self. Acquiring of knowledge of the self is not an academic study, but it is the attainment of the state of superconsciousness through rigorous, meticulous spiritual practices. Jnana Yoga is also known as Vedanta. This yoga is suitable to the people of rational temperament. If you know details and more regarding these four yogas, that is Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga and Jnana Yoga, then to acquiring detailed knowledge on these topics, please study lesson number 12 on spiritual pursuits, moksha or spiritual value, in volume 11 of the book Youth, Arise, Awake and Adopt the Right Path of Life, written by Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati and Sri Swami Chidananda Saraswati. Here ends the lesson number 13 on Yoga and Vedanta.